So there's really one major reason why I don't give in to the fear, and it's not just about the solar eclipse happening April 8th. So to simply put, I don't give in to the fear because it's a low vibration and frequency. When you give in to fear, you allow yourself to lower into the wavelength that fear resides. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am your host Alexis Rios. First of all, I want to welcome all returning subscribers. Thank you for being here. I'm very honored that you are here. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, please consider liking and sharing this video if it resonates with you, if it really touches your heart, if it feels like this is something that you fully align with. Please consider doing that. I thank you in advance. Now, thanks to some of my subscribers, they have requested a part 2 of my solar eclipse series. If you've missed my first video, there will be a link either at the end of the video or somewhere up here that I'll post for you guys to go watch that video. I go into some of the beautiful things that I believe that's going to be happening in the solar eclipse. I also talk about some of the controversies that are going around about the solar eclipse this April 8th. And I also go into the Akashic Records to receive messages and guidance of any information about the solar eclipse. So if you haven't seen that video, I recommend that you go watch that first, because this video is a little bit of a follow-up to that video where I'll be going into why I don't give in to the fear. I also want to let you guys know that I was inspired to make 3 planned other videos. The first one will be about solar eclipses in general and what they typically symbolize and mean. Also, I'll be talking about what I feel that this particular solar eclipse on April 8th means and signifies. Now, in the following video, I will be talking about why I believe some of the controversies have been coming up, and I will be addressing some of the specific controversial topics that people are saying about this solar eclipse on April 8th. And lastly, I'll be going a little bit deeper in the rabbit hole, talking about things like collective conscious manifestation, multiple timelines, and also to be conscious about what you might be projecting in your current reality. So there you have it. Those are the 3 planned videos I have coming up. So there you have it, folks. There's a little preview of what's coming. I hope you guys are excited. I know I'm excited. And now we shall get into the topic of this video of why I don't give in to the fear of the controversies happening around the solar eclipse. All right, let's get into it. I also wanted to take a moment to really show my gratitude and appreciation and love for you guys who took the time to comment down below in my previous video asking for this part 2. It really means a lot to me, and it really shows me that, you guys value my content and appreciate it and find it informative and helpful. That is all that I want to do. That is my goal, and part of my purpose here is to help and guide people on this planet towards their highest possible life. So I just wanted to take that time out to say that for you guys, and just to let you guys know I appreciate you so much, and thank you. So there's really one major reason why I don't give in to the fear, and it's not just about the solar eclipse happening April 8th, but it's also in general. I do my best to always stay centered and aligned with myself, with my purpose, with my heart, with my inner knowing, to not allow things like ego or bias cloud my judgment. So to simply put, I don't give in to the fear because it's a low vibration and frequency. When you give in to fear, you allow yourself to lower into the wavelength that fear resides. And when you're in that wavelength where fear resides, you're operating from a space where your judgment may be clouded, it won't be clear, and it won't be helpful. I had a martial arts teacher once who, I'm sure he's still around somewhere, and maybe he'll come across this video someday. But he said to me something that really stuck with me. He said to me, "Fear is great counsel. It is not a great driver. So don't allow fear to drive your life." And that can be applied to all aspects of your life. Maybe you want to start a new business. Maybe you want to buy a new house. Maybe you want to move out of state. Maybe, who knows what it is. And you're allowing fear to get in the way of those things that could be potentially very beautiful for you. And more than likely they are. Whatever it may be, there's a reason why you're being guided to that place. There's a reason why you're attracted to that place or to that experience, right? So don't allow fear to drive your life. And so when it comes to speaking about the full solar eclipse happening on April 8th, and I see all these things talking about, fear this and fear that, and warnings and prophecies and all this stuff, I take a step back and I feel into what that feels like for me. I use my inner knowing. And then I decide whether or not, and then I decide whether what pieces of this information that I'm receiving that I'm going to take with me, that are helpful, that are providing something beneficial to me, and what I'm going to leave. So a lot of times, even though there might be a lot of fear-based thinking and emotion coming through a piece of information, doesn't mean that you can't take something away from it. So I try to take something from it that's beneficial, that's still going to help guide me, but I leave the stuff that I don't need. So even though there was a lot of fear and controversy that I was seeing throughout the internet about the full solar eclipse happening on April 8th, I was able to take information that I found helpful and insightful even, but I was able to leave the rest. I still gained something from them. And that's what I want you guys to do. That's what I aspire to be for myself, and that's what I want you all to aspire to be as well, is to take pieces of information that you come across of, whether it's from me or somebody else or somewhere else, take it inside and keep the things that resonate and you leave the rest. Now, that's not to say that there aren't certain times where fear is important. If you're in a life-threatening situation and you're afraid and it's guiding you to escape or whatever it may be, it can be a massive motivator and it will keep you alive. But that's not a state that we need to be in on a constant basis. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, most of us do reside in that frequency a lot of the time. But even if you realize that you're there or you are there often, that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. All you're doing is working with the tools that you were given. So now I'm giving you new tools for you to realize this and be aware of it so that you can grow and possibly, hopefully, one day overcome it. I believe in you. So some of you might also wonder, how do you know there's fear involved? How do you know that this is happening or that's happening? Well, it's very simple. I use my gut, my heart, and my inner knowing to tell me what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing. And what I see is a lot of fear, information based off of fear, both emotional and intellectual fear. And you don't have to believe what I'm saying. You don't have to resonate with that. That's okay. But I'm simply giving you my beliefs and my perspective for you to begin to use your views and your beliefs and your perspective and your inner truth to figure out what that is for you. So there are many other reasons why I actually don't give into the fear, but those are just the very simple parts of it. Now I'm going to go into just a little bit of a 3-step guide of how to identify if information is coming from a fear-based perspective or a neutral or positive-based perspective. So the first step that I always check is how it makes me feel and how it's resonating within me. Now, this is something that I've had with me for a long time, so that doesn't take me very long. Usually I'm processing all of the information at once and I'm feeling what all that feels like for me. And my intuitive sensors are going off, telling me, true, false, neutral, whatever, right for me, not right for me. They're telling me all this information while I am ingesting the information. So it happens very quickly for me. For some of you, it might not happen that way. So this is why I want to give you these 3 simple identifying marks that may help guide you to understand whether the piece of information that you're receiving is from a fear-based perspective or otherwise. So when you're taking in the piece of information, the first step is see how that makes you feel. Be attentive to yourself. Maybe you're a person that feels a lot of emotion or physical sensations in the body. So how does your body feel? Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel anxious? Does it feel shaky? Does it feel off? You know what I mean? Use those identifying markers that are familiar to you so that you can identify whether this is fear or something else. Another way is an intuitive knowing, which is my way. This is how I decipher information a lot of time, is through my own internal knowing, where I can realize when this is true, or someone's lying to me, or someone's telling me the truth, or many other situations and scenarios can be said. But that's what I use. A lot of people who might have psychic abilities have guidance team that they can communicate with and work with that'll give them signals, A simple one is emotional. Like, everyone feels emotions, right? For the most part, everybody does. And if you're watching a piece of information and you kind of feel fear or worry or anxiousness or something along those lines, then you can understand that this is coming from a lower vibrational frequency or fear-based mentality. So that's kind of step number 1, just to keep it simple, just to give you guys something to practice. Step number 2 is this information empowering you or disempowering you, or is it neutral? Now, what you really want to align with is probably something with neutral or empowering. Obviously, empowering is the better choice, but a lot of times you'll come across information that just really is neutral, and that's okay. If there's any information that's disempowering you, making you feel like you're not in control of the situation, or no matter what you do, it's all going to go up in flames, or, those are just some examples, but it makes you feel less than, essentially. If any information is doing that to you, then it's probably coming from a fear-based perspective or a low vibrational-based perspective. And step number 3 is where this information is coming from, where are the sources, and also, do you know this person? Do you resonate with this person often? Does this person ever feel honest or dishonest or neutral, or what do they feel like? So begin to investigate where the source of the information is coming from to get a better picture of where this perspective is. So a lot of the information that I've heard about the solar eclipse has been coming from tons of sources, but the one things that I have realized is that there's information coming from local governments, information coming from local schools. There's also information coming from prophecies that people are talking about. And then they believe there's also information coming from the Bible, the Catholic Christian Bible, from what I understand. So far anyway, when I bring it down to a basic level, those are the few categories that I am seeing more regularly pop up through videos and social media. And if you haven't heard me say this to you before, I will say it to you for the first time. Please, 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 only take in what resonates with you, leave the rest, make up your own beliefs about this situation, about the full solar eclipse. Decide whether or not you want to watch it or not. That is up to you, and that is your decision. I'm just simply giving you my belief and my interpretation and my perspective of what's been going on. So that's it, you guys. That's the video. I wanted to keep it short and sweet so that I can pump out more videos here in the next couple days, so we get them out to you before the eclipse so you guys can watch them and let me know what you guys think. Please let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and tell me what you thought about my video. Tell me if it resonates, if it doesn't resonate. Tell me whatever you want to tell me about it. I would love to see them. I would love to know what your thoughts are, so let me know. As always, thank you so much for being here. Much love to you all, and I will catch you in the next video.